Bro, we need to talk about this game. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to a game called Once Human. A game that has completely obliterated my boredom for the past 3 days, or however long it's been released for. I've put in a scary amount of hours already. Dare I say 50 or so hours in that matter of time. And I have, well, gotten to the point where I consider myself maxed out.
Bro, you like maxed out?
But that's not to say that we're done with the game, because this game has seasons and phases, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. But currently I'm gathering some resources to be able to, well, put some bullets in my guns. That's not something that happens often. I did this on purpose. I want you to see what it's like getting bullets. As you can see, there's 0 bullets in this gun. But both of these weapons that I have, my pistol and my AR, both have 0 bullets. So what I just did was, I got some resources, and I got some little helpers out there, like that Digby boy over there, and that Digby boy somewhere over there. There's a few more running around, and my neighbor even has some Digby boys who, that's his house. He built that house, actually, with the resources that he was gathering, you know, probably from this tree, or getting it from those rocks. And oh, would you look at that? This is my house. That I also did that. I got a bunch of resources and built all this stuff in here. There's a lot. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot going on in this game, right? But I wanted to make a video to sort of talk about that, because there's so much going on that it kind of initially scared me to even play this game. I'm going to, well, make some steel ingots out of this iron ore that we got, so don't mind if I do. It's gonna take a little bit of time, like 2 minutes or so, but oh, look, another helper. So instead of it taking like 3 minutes, this is now gonna take like 1.5 minutes. Don't worry about the helpers too much, because you can get these helpers pretty easily. And they live in these sort of aquariums. Well, I guess you can call them ISUs, or isolated securement units. But essentially, you capture these little helpers, and some of them do different things. And this one, for instance, like I said, helps you smelt things, and other ones gather stuff. And one of them is actually in my backpack. It's the butterfly. It's the one that you start off with, but this is a little bit of a stronger one that you start off with, because I actually farmed one not too long ago that is a skill rating 2. So he hits a little bit harder and fights a little bit better. He also likes green lights and flowers, so I made sure that, oh, there's a flower there, and there's a green light there, so he's always in a good mood, so he appreciates that. On top of that, well, there's a lot of things that we can do in this game besides getting resources and smelting them down, or packing this box full of weapons, because there's a shit ton of weapons that we can talk about, and probably takes hours to even get into the detail of it. By the way, while we're running around in the world, we're getting a bunch of stuff from, you know, clearing settlements and fortifications, and these things we'll be putting into the disassembly bench right here, and the output of it is, well, resources that we'll be using, like I said, to be able to make stuff, build stuff, and upgrade stuff. For example, this car that we got. We got a car. There's a lot going on, like I said. We start off with a, well, motorcycle, which is pretty damaged. But I'm just gonna activate it because I would like to repair it. It's gonna take a little bit of resource, right? Some electric parts, some bronze ingots, maybe some metal scraps. It is what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead and repair that, and now, well, our bike is repaired. There she goes. All right, so anyways, like I said, I need bullets, so I need I need steel ingots, and I need some gunpowder, which we can get from sulfur nodes, and then I'm gonna go to my craft bench here and make myself some steel rifle bullets. There you go. I'm gonna make 6,000 of them, just so I don't have to worry about it in the future. On top of that, you know what? Maybe not 6,000. Let me go ahead and cancel it. Let me just make like 2,000, so I can make some steel pistol bullets as well, because I do like to use my pistol on top of that. So it's going to take a little bit of time, you know, 2 minutes to be able to get these bullets out, and then 2 more minutes probably, maybe even less. It is what it is. In the meantime, we can talk about our deviants a little bit more. So this deviant, for example, is a cat deviant, and don't worry about the growling that you hear outside. I purposely moved to this neighborhood. It's a bit rough around the corners, but while I'm able to farm these dogs, my Digby's actually in danger. Oh gosh, I keep doing this. Keep melee. Please stop hitting my Digby. You just wait until I get my bullets. Anyways, I have defenses out here protecting it. Oh, there's my cat. Anyways, let's talk about this deviation real quick. So some of them are, there's 3 deviations, right? There is a territorial one. That's what this cat is. I'm gonna refill its deviation power with its mood. There's a territorial one, there's a crafting one, and there's a combat one. This one is all territory. This is territory. This is a Digby boy. This one right here is a combat one. That's the butterfly we have in our backpack. This right here is also a territory one. I don't think I have any crafting ones actually in. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch this one out just to show you that, well, you can have a bunch of them. You can have a lot of different ones. So this one right here is a crafting one. Where is it? The gingerbread house is one. The harvest seed. There we go. Harvest seed is one. So, sorry. So the harvest seed, well, it harvests this little thing, heart vine. So as you can see, it's a crafting one, right? So this will craft something for you. While the butterfly is a combat one that'll always go in your backpack. And you can, well, hold on, you can actually summon it, and now it'll help you, and it'll kill people for you.
I'm in Discord with a buddy.
Try to like auto assign that deviant to attack me, that samurai one that you have.
All right, go PvP.
I'm still PvP. Oh yeah, that's fucking me up.
Yes, yes, he can.
That thing two-shot me. That's crazy. It's very handy. Different combat deviants do different things, and the rest of these are territorial ones. There's actually one in here. It's hard to see, but it's a little electric eel, and he actually provides a little bit more power to, well, my power grid. There's actually a lot of power. You can see there's like wires hanging around. This right here, that's all power being distributed to random things that I need power for. One of them is, you know, these guns out here that you can barely hear. This game is a little janky, I will say. I can't defend that. It is a little janky, and it does look a little generic. I think that's one of the things that turned me off initially. You know, it has that sort of Asian developer vibe, dare I say, right? Like Naraka, Blade Point, that BR, a little bit like First Descendant. It comes with that territory, right? But I will say it is unique enough in terms of gameplay that's keeping me engaged, very much so. Look at this fish. You see this fish? I caught this fish, actually. It was a great moment. A large blue... Whoa, this thing is massive. What the fuck? I'm proud of this fish. I can put in a different fish, but this one's pretty rare, and I'm happy about that. Has nothing to do with the game. Has absolutely nothing to do with the game. I just like that fish is there. Before we leave, I might have to cook up some steaks, so I'm gonna use, you know, the salt and some of the pork that we've been getting by killing the boars that are outside and some of the other animals to cook up some meat for me, because you may have noticed the white bar or all the bars at the bottom. So this is my stamina. This essentially allows me to sprint, right? This is my sanity. It essentially reduces my HP depending how much sanity I have. So this right here, this black bar is my sanity. It affects how much HP I have. This is my hydration, so I can sprint more the more I'm hydrated, and this is my hunger, meaning how much HP I have total. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a quick nap here. As you can see, my sanity is going down, so is my HP is going up, and my deviation here is going to keep me company, which is going to help me, well, regen that health a lot faster. As you can see here, cat snooze, recovering HP. Cats are cool. Get yourself a cat. If you can find yourself a cat deviant, be happy about it, and put it in your box so she can help you rest a lot easier. That's what this is right here. Like I said, there's a lot of deviants out there. If you want to check out all the deviants, all you have to do is press escape, go to the scenario that we in. You can go to season info and then features, and you can see right here all the deviants that you can get your hands on and what it is they do. And as you can see, there's a lot in there that I don't even have yet, and it's worth, you know, getting them. Some of them you want a lot of. For example, Digby boys, right? They get ores for you, or the beavers that can get logs for you. You can get multiple of them, as I have, but there's a lot of them. Let's see. Oh, there he is. We got our beaver. Let's go. All right, so besides crafting resources in your house, you're going to be going out into the wilderness and or settlements like this one. This has a little green check mark because we've completed this. We've completed all of them. I've 100%ed all the early stages of the game. Again, we're locked behind phases, so phase 2 is actually something I'm really excited about. Is going to start here in 12 hours from now, which is going to unlock, it says all areas are unlocked, meaning that the areas that we're not able to go to because there's like a death wall around here. And here's what I mean by death wall, by the way. So currently we're in Iron River, which is the section that we're allowed in during this phase, but you know, my quest is beyond Iron River and inside Chalk Peak, which you can see over here in the Tall Grass Inn. But if I were to move forward any further, see what I'll show you what happens.
Go no further.
You hear that audio cue? You see my
Stop. Please.
see my butterflies freaking out? I'm eventually gonna die if I just keep going. Really not.
Stop. Please.
I really don't want to continue because I might
Go no further.
just drop some of my fish and some of my resources. So I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much the death wall. You don't want to go no further.
No further.
Get out of my swamp is what she's saying. I'm not even able to continue my main quest, which I would continue here. There's like a death wall here, so I'm not able to continue. But once the phase 2 starts, we're ready to rock and roll. So, for starters, I may have mentioned this already. This is a looter shooter. You'll be looting and shooting various types of enemies in various locations. For example, this is a supermarket, and I would like to go into it because it has some pretty good stuff. Well, that pistol slaps sometimes. I'm gonna do a little snap my fingers, which highlights some of the surrounding things like chests and boxes and loot and whatnot. We'll just do it again just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm just spamming F right now. As you can see, it's very user-friendly in terms of gathering all the items. You don't have to like walk up to them directly. They kind of just get sucked up into your body or into your inventory. There we go. That's all good. A little bit more here, and then it should be clear. I'm gonna turn on the flashlight and make it a little bit more spookier. It can be considered as a spooky game. I did mention, you know, it has some HP Lovecraft theme to it, right? Tentacles out of the sky, creepy things coming out of the mist. Swimming rings, broken motherboard, parcel box, all of those things are considered junk, but you know, you disassemble that at your disassembly bay. And this is sort of like the baseline loop of the game, right? You're going to be going through these settlements and fortifications and killing the enemy, and you'll be doing that in style, and or you'll be chasing numbers and damage triggers because, well, there's a lot of things you can do. For example, do you see that blue sort of number popping up? Oh, there's a, I forgot the name of it. But, oh, and a searchlight. Sometimes the enemy's head's popped off, and then you can use its head to deal damage. If I can show you real fast. For example, there we go. If I just shine this light at him, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. Neither does he. There we go. I love this thing. Kind of let the game speak for itself. But I will say that there's some jank to this game. I don't know if I've already mentioned this. There's definitely some jank to this game. You are always online. There is such thing as lag, weird things spawning in or despawning in certain places. There's no way I can defend that. And to be honest, I don't want to defend it. Right? I am familiar with like Rust jank. You know, things sort of floating in place sometimes, or things not aligning properly. Let's go ahead and defeat this guy. Pretty easy. Sometimes they drop some good stuff, sometimes they don't drop anything. Welcome to Subway, by the way. I'm gonna snap my finger to see what's in here. Gotta love those numbers being triggered though, huh? Like, this is the stuff I live for, bro. Wham! As you can see, a little bit of jank there, you know? But it's forgivable. I don't mind it. We can have a whole bunch of stuff right now. What is this? Old recipe. Oh, wow. That is a legendary recipe. Stardust canned fruit. Won't mind if I do. Wait, is that actually like a recipe? Where did that go? Unlock Stardust canned fruit formula. There we go. Now we can make Stardust fruit. Canned fruit. Stardust is like a rare resource in this game. It's very like dreamy, you know, very like nightmare fueled. So you'll gather things like Stardust and what's the other resource called? One of the other rare ones, Star Crom. So it's very spacey. This, by the way, is an elite enemy, Rainfall Reaper. There's a high chance of you getting the Rain Man Deviant from her if she drops it. She doesn't drop it all the time. Oh, there you go. Perfect example. We just got a Deviant. This Deviant, by the way, waters your plants for you. That Deviant waters your plants so you don't have to water it. Very useful if you're like wanting to farm your own crops. Yeah, I didn't show you guys this earlier. I'm actually farming on my roof at my home. So I'm currently making blueberries. I'm gonna fill this place up with a lot more planter boxes, but currently making blueberries so I can make blueberry juice and a bunch of blueberry meals. And I'm also collecting rainwater, which goes in here and get rainwater, and then we can clear it up and boil it, but it's also generating and gathering within my water tank. I don't know if you noticed it, but there's my electric eel deviant, who is empowering my power plant, or my solar power generator, I should say. Anyways, back to the looting. Top of this building. If I snap my fingers, yeah, there it is. Okay. So each settlement is going to have a variety of very special crates, like weapon crates and or hash crates or gear crates. This is a weapon crate, and you can get straight weapons. You can get mods. You can get weapon mods. You can get very high-end valued items. For example, the Dual Fury. The Dual Fury, by the way, if we look in gear, is not a blueprint, but it is a full weapon. Now, there's some pros and cons to this, right? You cannot repair weapons that you find because you just don't have the knowledge of that weapon. You can only repair weapons that you built yourself, so you're gonna have to find blueprints of said weapon. That's why I like to roll with weapons that I have. Good job, buddy. But yeah, that's getting into like the weeds of things, and I think this game actually does a really good job explaining certain things. Survival menu does a really good job. There's like an in-game wiki, like about everything, right? Like how to build campsites, how does death and respawning work, and how to actually build your territory or repair your territory, and instructions on how to fish, and what's the wish machine like, which we'll touch on here in a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's another crate up there. I don't remember what the approach was. It might just be up here like this. There it is. It's on that side. Ooh. Okay, so we are running out of hydration. So I feel like I'm a little bit more sluggish when I run. The gear crate here, so get a decent amount of stuff. Vanadium crystals is actually a pretty high-end item in this region, at least. So I'm looking back at my hydration here, right? So I'm gonna start falling off here. I'm gonna be in between like the 30% range. So I'm gonna go ahead and start drinking some water. Water is pretty easy to get. All you gotta do is find any water source and kind of just boil the water because it is more or less contaminated. Boiling it is just a matter of just going to a stove and heating it up. Pretty easy to do. Well, we're gonna head back home and drop off the resources that we just got. If I really wanted to, I can just go ahead and teleport like this, make it a little quicker. I'm gonna drop off the resources, and then we're gonna head over to the dungeon. So here we go, all in one go, one take. We found a launcher actually, which let's unselect that. I want to see what we get. We get gunpowder, electric parts, metal scraps, rubber. There's a dog on my face. What the hell? Okay, well, I need to find it. Hey, I might have to put up some doors. Or I just need to move to a less hostile location. Okay. Anyways, we got the stuff. I'm gonna put them in my box here. Boxes are amazing in this game, by the way. Boxes are centralized and localized, so anything that I put within this box and or that I drop off in this box is going to be able to get used while I'm crafting things, right? So everything that I just put in here, I can use, well, here, for example, right? Like I can make charcoal because I have 8,000 wood that is in that crate. That silver that we found at some point, I can just go ahead and make silver ingots, right? I can make bronze ingots. I can make so much bronze ingots. For example, the food that we found, the fish that we find, anything that we put in these crates, we can utilize that. Even if we're building something, right? Like let's say I do want to get a door attachments. Okay, so double door. There you go. I have a skin for it, so instead of getting like a normal door, I got a glass door. Boom, there you go. And using the resources that are within my boxes, right? So it's pretty cool in that way, where you don't have to carry around your resources at all times. It's neat in that way. Now that we have a door, we should be fine, unless they jump through here, which there's a high chance that they do. I'll probably border this off eventually, but I kind of like the vibe in here, so it is what it is.
Yo, this crib is crazy. Just saying, this crib is crazy, bro. This shit is hard, B. This is like the fucking... It's the pad right here.
So this is the wish machine, by the way, that I mentioned. The wish machine is something that you'll be able to build eventually, but there's two parts of the wish machine. Us Westerners, we're not big fans of gacha mechanics. While, you know, over there in like China, Korea, and Japan, they love gacha stuff. So this system is a gacha system. So for every little mole that we're gonna boop, right? Or not mole, but I guess alpaca. Let's go ahead and play this, right? Every time I boop an alpaca, this isn't timed or anything, so I can just take my time. But as you can see, it'll take 800 star crumb. Oh, sorry, 500. 500 star crumb, which is, it's a pretty hefty amount. I mean, it's not a resource that you just want to spend for the heck of it. But you know what? I'm gonna show you. Boom. We got a blast top. I spent 500. I'm gonna do one more. Boom. There we go. We have a legendary item, by the way. Let's go ahead and check that out. A Stormweaver set frag. A frag, by the way, is a fragment. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. All right, listen, I really wanted to avoid over-analyzing and over-complicating certain systems, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna timestamp the continuation of this video with the wish machine, so you can go ahead and click there and skip to that part. But right now, I'm just going to go over the weapons blueprints and armor blueprints and fragments and sort of just explain that, so it makes sense to you whether you're already playing this game or you're looking to play this game, because it's a pretty unique system, but there are some quote-unquote gacha that'll lead me into talking more on behalf of that wish machine. So let's get started here, right? So blueprints are just things you can craft, right? Anything that is colored that isn't grayed out like this one. So for example, this Desert Eagle BP, I can craft this one, but I can't craft this one, the Jaws one, or the Wildfire one. I can't craft these two. These are fragments of blueprints. I need to be able to get these fragments. Think of them like ripped pieces of paper, right? There's 80 ripped pieces of paper that I'm missing to be able to turn this into a complete blueprint. This one is 60 pieces of paper, right? There's fragments that I'm missing. That's why there's that word frag at the end. So again, these I can craft, no problem. I can even enhance them. So for example, if I go to my LMGs, this I have a fragment for this, and I also have a blueprint for this. Do you see those little stars right there? I can enhance this weapon even further if I feed it the fragments that it requires. So you can see I have 20 fragments for a weapon that I already have the blueprint for. So if I plug this in, it gives me a certain amount of XP. Doesn't go all the way, but it will go up another tier. And you know, you're gonna eventually gonna want to get all the way to the end. And the difference there being you're gonna be able to deal more damage, right? It scales up the damage. I wish it scales a little bit more, but it's gonna scale up the damage once you get to the last part. That's the difference between like fragments and blueprints. But also, if we go to our armor, which I'm gonna be able to show you within the pants section because I just happen to have enough. Do you see this yellow one? This means I have enough fragments. I can literally turn this into a blueprint. None of these I have fragments for. I haven't farmed them, and the way you farm them is primarily from the wish machine, unfortunately. You can see how to get, right? Obtain from wish machine. Some of them don't say that. Some of them say obtained from mystical treasures discovered from exploring Chalk Peak, which Chalk Peak, by the way, is that area that is currently locked, but in phase 2 it'll unlock. So I'll be able to get the heavy duty clothing set, which if I want to get those bonuses that you see on screen, that's something that I can go ahead and attain and get. But let's go ahead and head back to this one, right? So this is a yellow icon, like I said, and now that I have the required amount of fragments and or pieces of paper to make the blueprint, all I gotta do is hold down F, which I'm gonna do now. And now I have it. There they are. These are pants. These are blast pants. It's a specific set that'll allow me to do more heavy melee damage and killing the enemy in melee damage. So it's a very melee oriented piece of armor. And I'm pretty sure I can enhance this even, right? If I have the required fragment for this, I can go ahead and put this in. So instead of it being a level 1, I can go ahead and get it to level 2. I'm just going to hold enhance here. I don't even need to use all the fragments. This has 50 fragments within this one shirt. I'm only going to use 5 of them. So I'm just going to hold enhance. And it's upgraded. There we go. So now this blueprint is literally a second enhancement blueprint and now is a bit stronger. I can keep doing this. There's more fragments within there. Only need 10. You know what? Sure. Why not? What I'm using is fragments, right? So if I did at any point want to create this, I need to go ahead and get this thing's fragments. But I'm going to go ahead and max it out just to show you what that's like, right? What it's like maxing out a full blueprint. It's not necessarily the highest tier blueprint, but you saw the HP going up, and we can see, you can see the preview here, right? So basic 1 star is 700 HP, where, you know, full star is 600 HP versus 700 HP. I wish there was some more differences. Oh, you have PSI intensity. So that is like your armor piercing value, essentially. So going back, the difference between fragments are pieces to be able to build and construct complete blueprints. And then you use fragments of that same type, for example, Wanderer or Operator or Huntsman, whatever it is, to be able to enhance that blueprint, if that makes sense. All right, let's get back to it. But on top of that, right, instead of you going for this sort of gacha mechanic, if we just press G and go to the blueprint shop, all the things that you can get within that gacha mechanic, you can get right here. You're going to pay a little bit more, and you're going to pay a direct amount, but that gear that we just got, Stormweaver, it was this right here. So instead of me paying 3,000, I just got this for, what, smacking twice 2 alpacas, right? So instead of paying 3,000, I only paid 500. And I wanted to make a quick correction. I didn't get the blueprint. I only got 10 fragments. And for the ones that were listening just a second ago, now you know what that means, right? I got 10 fragments of this one shirt, and I need 10 more pieces of paper to be able to get this to a full blueprint. The agent set fragment essentially allows me to do a lot of damage. Headshot damage reduction, weapon weak spot damage, bullet saver, and we got reload speed. So what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna use this fragment to create this blueprint. So that I just made this. I'm gonna continue making the remaining set for the agent top. So I already have the mask, for example. Going to the helmets here. There's the agent headpiece. I'm gonna go ahead and fuse that because I have the required amount of fragments. I'm also gonna make, I don't think I'm gonna make pants because I'm actually planning on doing something different. But if I wanted to, I can go ahead and make the pants. I am gonna make the gloves, so that's done. But I'm gonna leave the pants and the boots for a completely different set, and that set being the scout set. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this one because I have 50 fragments and I only need 10. So I'm going to create that, and I already have the pants set. So if we go over to our bench, the fact that we have now the capability to be able to make these, right? So if we look at, for example, the agent helmet, I can go to tier 4. I'm just gonna make a tier 3 version, load up the resources that I need for that, and go ahead and make it. No worries, don't worry too much about this. It's get resources, make thing, right? I'm gonna go ahead and make the agent's top here as well. That's gonna be a tier 3. I'm gonna go ahead and pump in the resources that we need there. Go ahead and confirm that. Wonderful, 237 item level. The pants I'm not going to worry about because I already have scout pants. The gloves are going to be agent gloves also, so I'm just going to pump in resources for that. That's also done. Fantastic. Equip that now. And then the last thing is the mask, which I'm pretty sure I have the mask, but so let's go ahead and make the raid mask also. Can we make the raid mask level 3? No, we cannot. Everything has to be tier 3. Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. And for shoes, I'm actually going to make the scouts because I want the weapon damage here, and that's also going to be tier 3. Confirm. Equip now. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go through this real quick. And also, let's turn off our cosmetics so you can see what's actually going on behind the scenes here. So I'm going to go ahead and reset. I'm going to unequip. So this is what we look like. Not as cute. Outfits are just full sets, the cosmetic sets that overlay over your armor. We're not gonna worry about that too much. So this is literally what we look like with the gear that we have attached. But I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that we have the new agent gear equipped, which looks like we do. Yep, that's all good to go. This is also agent. This is also agent. Perfect. So right now we are hitting all of the qualifications to get the full bonus out of the agent set, which, you know, we have weak spot damage. We'll do more headshot damage. We have bullet saver and a bunch of other stuff. But on the other end, we also have the 2 scout sets, at least 2, right? Because I wanted that 8% weapon damage. On top of that, do you see those little pips right there? Like, everything has those little pips. The weapons, there's different colors in these ones because those are mods, actually, right? So we can modify this one. So I can put in a mod, for example, that just amplifies more melee damage or more weapon damage, which that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and equip this. And I'm going to do that to all of my armor sets. I'm going to put so much weapon damage on these guys, like that one too. And this one as well. If I can get more weapon damage. I'm running out of mods here, actually. We can put a lesser version of it, or we can get status damage, because, well, we do have that electric damage on our AR, right? So let's go ahead and put that mod on, and there's so much more that we can do. There it is. There's more mods. I'm gonna slap another status effect on that one. Cool. And then we have one more remaining. Another mod. And another status effect. Fantastic. Alright, so now with all of our modifications, let's see these damage numbers that, well, this guy's just working hard, huh? Let's see these damage numbers. Well, I think what we remember, like, hitting was like 180 sometimes. I'm seeing like 200s and 300s now. 400 even. We're kind of slapping. Yeah, these are just bores, but now we're hitting kind of hard now. Not gonna lie. And that's with a full set, well, full set of agent and 2 sets of, well, scout. All right, so what's the point of all that yapping that I just did, right? I was trying to keep it as mainstream as possible. I may or may not have gotten into the weeds of things, but essentially you're chasing down set items and set bonuses, looking for cool mods to be able to find attributes that help your build or help your playstyle, whether that is melee focused or ranged focused or, you know, pistol oriented or AR oriented, or if you're an LMG guy, an explosive guy, like however you want to play once human, you know, there's definitely a build and or a mod out there for you to sort of chase. Now, what's the point of chasing all that, right? What is the point of sort of chasing that optimized number or just chasing bigger numbers in general? Well, there's 2 things that you'll be doing pretty consistently, I think, and more to come in future phases. But one of them is silos. This is a silo. This is a dungeon, essentially. If you approach the dungeon, or the silo, this is the Sigma silo. And you get resources, right? You get your Stardust source, you get XP, you get Link, you get armor mods, you get a blue armor mod for this one, but you can also get better ones if you do harder difficulties down the road. Right now, unfortunately, we're not able to because this is phase 1 and phase 2 is going to unlock soon, but there's going to be some weaknesses and some modifications that may make this dungeon a little bit harder. Alright, so what's the point of actually getting all those numbers to click, right? Weapon set bonuses and other things like that. Besides, well, clearing dungeons, you'll be able to do big bosses like the Arachnism. Welcome to the inside of the monolith, which are those big towers that you saw from the outside that shine that big beam of light. A monolith is where you'll be able to go and fight the big bosses, which is one of the reasons to chase those numbers, to get those set items, to upgrade your weapons and upgrade your settlement and housing and getting those deviants. This is essentially what you'll be doing, right? Whether that's in hard or pro level, to be able to chase more weapon mods and more damage. And right now we can only do the normal one, which we're just gonna enter here. We're gonna do a quick little matchmaking if we can. So it's going to be Arachnism. We'll do auto match, and it'll find somebody for us to play with. You know what? I don't mind skipping this. I've already saw this, but I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Here we go. There's the spider. So this is what it's all about. Getting stronger items to be able to fight this boss right here. Different bosses have different abilities. Different bosses have different mechanics. This one, for example, creates a massive mist. Now we need to go to the outskirts of the map to find her eggs. And the way you can see her eggs is, this guy needs to get off me, is by that red glowing right there. Guess there's one egg remaining. Yep, there was certainly one egg remaining. Alright, now she's gonna fall down. We should be able to get to the weak point here. We have to shoot that gooey bit. The red bits are the important parts. You can use Molotovs, you can use grenades, but I like to get nice and close. She's immune again, so you already know the deal. Go around, look for spider eggs. Oh, that's huge. GG. And a little bit more damage before she goes immune. Nice, let's go. That's a normal difficulty boss, by the way. So bosses are gonna vary in terms of difficulty depending on what you choose. So at the end of this, you get a deviant, which is assigned to you. So this one is the Dreamcatcher one. There we go. And then you get your loot. Just like this. A warning sign, and then we have a bunch of mods and stardust and electronic parts. And if you want, you know, you can run this back. So while I definitely missed out on a few screens here and there and a few menus that we could probably go over, for example, the seasonal goals menu, which will unlock soon. This gives you, again, a bunch of star crumb in the future and Mitsuki marks and shield patterns and, you know, the feature menu for all the deviants and whatnot. There's definitely a lot of things that I didn't go over, but just know that there's a lot. Right, there's a lot to sort of wrap your mind around and things to craft and whatnot, and just from the building aspect itself. And if you are more oriented on a PvP server, I'm sure there's metas and weapons that you're going to be chasing. But I think that PvE alone is pretty heavy in terms of the content that's available to you. And with the phase coming to a close here, especially phase 1, it's gonna end in 10 hours, and phase 2 unlocking, now we're gonna have the ability to, well, traverse all the areas and get a different blueprint from the wish machine, and get this Prime War on easy mode, which is definitely something I want to check out, and more phases to come for this specific season. Now, seasons will reset. There's I'll put some information down below. Some things will transfer over. The important parts will. So like blueprints and your progression and, you know, stuff like that will transfer over, and all your currency, your like in-game currency, like your star crumbs and whatnot, all that will transfer over. but smaller things like, you know, your jerkies and your irons that you looted are gonna go over to your Eternal Land, which is like a private server and whatnot, and then you can bring them back for in-game currency if you want to bring them back to another season. Anyways, with that being said, I hope this was somewhat insightful, somewhat helpful to sort of wrap your head around. I know I touched on a lot of different systems. There's definitely a lot of things going on. If you have any questions, go ahead and ping me. I don't mind answering some of these. I am head over heels for this game. I enjoy it thoroughly, and I'm just gonna go ahead and blast the music to end and wrap us out on, because again, this song this game is one of my favorites. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Too sketchy out. Peace.